Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, today I'm doing something a little different than I normally do. You know, I purchased all this makeup from the recent Sephora Savings Sale event. Well, a lot of the products were products that are like very viral, very hyped on, TikTok and Instagram. So I wanted to try them out. Now, I didn't want to put them all in one video. I just thought it would be way too long. Not to mention, you might kind of lose the thread of like, ooh, I liked that, or you might forget about some of them. So what I've done is I've broken it up into 4 parts. The first video, this one, is powders. The second video is going to be eyebrows. The third video is going to be eyeshadow palettes. And the fourth video, mascaras. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. So if that's something you're into, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You're gonna come back anyway. So this is the final face that gets built over 4 videos. Today's video starts out with all my cream products already on, and we're just gonna go in with the powders. So friends, if this is something you wanna see, do me a favor, hit that like button, watch the video, and then keep coming back for the next 3. All right, let's get this show started. All right, friends, let's play with some powders. So if you've been paying attention on TikTok, from Givenchy, this is the Prisme Libre. People have been losing their friggin' minds over this. And I was like, it's $58, folks. So of course I waited until the Sephora event so I could save as much money as possible, because $58, this better make me look like I'm friggin' 14 years old. But then they started comparing from Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty brand, the Always an Optimist setting powder at $22. They were comparing it to the Prisme Libre, and I was like, you are over $30 cheaper, and people think you are comparable to this. I gotta have it. And then when I was in the checkout line, I saw this this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder. I think that's what it's called, from Charlotte Tilbury. I had this years ago when it was, all the rage. And it was $45 for the bigger pan, which is a little more than twice the size of this baby. And at $25, I was like, oh my God, it's so expensive. But here again, I saved money, and I wanted to revisit it again to see if it was as good as I thought it was. Because as you know, most of you know, I've been using from number 7 their setting powder, and I like it very much. It's kind of compared to like being a dupe to this one, but I thought, you know what? Let's go back and revisit her and see if she is all that. Now, I do have a full face of cream products on. The only powder I have, I put on Makeup by Mario's bronzer just to set my cream bronzer. So everything else right now is still just creams, and nothing else has been set. So let's just go like in the normal fashion, and I'm gonna set my under eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury. All right, I'm just gonna pat out any lines that may have settled while I was futzing around getting ready to film. And of course, this is the tiniest mirror. It is not at all helpful, but it's cute. All right, so I am loading this up. I'm going to tap it off, and I'm just going to press ever so slightly. This I remember not liking over the entire face. And let's face it, at this point in my life, I have kind of an idea of what I like where, and I do know that this was not great for me all over. Now, this is medium coverage, which is nice, especially if you have minor flaws that you want to cover, any darkness, any hyperpigmentation, the flaws that I have. And it's nice because it does have a blurring effect. And from what I remembered, it didn't settle into fine lines. And that's really what I want. I want to settle my concealer, and I want it to not move. I don't want any lines to happen throughout the day, but I want it to look smooth. This looks completely natural to me, especially being a medium coverage powder, which can sometimes, depending on the formula, look cakey. This does not look cakey at all. Now, this mini size does come in 4 other shades. I have shade 1, which is fair. If you get the larger size, it comes in 7 shades. Now, the first ingredient in here is talc, so whatever your feelings on that might be. And it's supposed to blur, reduce shine. It has light reflecting pearls that are supposed to diffuse the light. I have other powders that diffuse the light, and they can look a little glowy at times. I don't feel like this looks glowy at all. Now, mind you, if I put it all over my face, maybe it would, but we're not doing that today. And when it comes to setting your under eye concealer with a powder, that can be very dangerous, especially if you have fine lines or even lots of lines. The powders can just settle in there. It can make your under eye look drier. It can make it look more emphasized and older than it really is. As I'm looking at this, I love it. You know what? I'm getting the $45 one as soon as this one's finished. Although I think it might take me a little while to get through this, but it looks natural. It doesn't look cakey. It's not emphasizing anything I don't want it to emphasize. Yeah, it's perfect. Well, perfect for me. I don't know about you, but maybe if you want to give it a try, I would recommend it. And next up, the one from Givenchy, the Prisme Libre. I have this in shade 2. Like I said, $58. It has 0.42 ounces, which is also 12 grams of product. It comes in 6 shades. I have shade 2. And I've actually been looking at the other shades, and I might get shade 4 for the summertime because this is a light shade, and shade 3 is actually very pink. So I don't think that's what I'm going to want for summer. So I may jump up to shade 4. So me saying that probably gives you a heads up that I like this. I like this a lot, although I do have caveats. So let me show you. I mean, you can, first of all, I like this puff. Usually, I hate the friggin' puffs that come with cosmetics. This one is nice. It's perfect because it is dense, but it is very moldable. It's tiny, so I can actually use it in the places that I use this powder. Now, as you can see here, there are 4 shades. 2 are for color correcting and 2 are for radiance. So when I read that this is a matte and radiant powder, I was like, how are you matte and radiant at the same time? Those are like diametrically opposed, but they managed to do it using 4 different shades with 2 different formulas. The sad thing is, at $58, I'm now like, yeah, I see the hype. It is totally real. So I dump some into the cap like that. I kind of either just like shake it around to start and combine them, or I just go directly, and you can see how many times I've used this. It's already gotten dirty. It's time for me to clean it. But here's the thing. I have used this several times in varying ways. This is both a setting and a finishing powder. Now, you know how I feel about that. Setting powders just lock down your makeup. Finishing powders just kind of bring everything together, make it creamy, and kind of evens everything out. So how can this do both? Well, the 4 different powders. All right, let me show you. I like using this in the area between my nose and my eye, around my lip, and just down the sides a little bit. And I just gently press. I don't like using this everywhere. I've done that before, and it's a little too much. As a matter of fact, I think that the last video I filmed, I had it all over my face. I was like testing it out to see how that worked, and I didn't like the way it looked on camera. Part of it is because there's all these lights and that emphasizes everything that's going on. So it's not completely true to how things look in real life. However, I just didn't like all that powder everywhere. That being said, just putting more in here. I really, really like this underneath my bronzer, contour, cheek color. I just think it is so pretty for finishing that area off. Now, I'm not baking with this, and if I get too much on, I will just brush it away because I don't want too much on. I just want to kind of delineate that area, make it look soft and diffused, and really let the cheek stand out on its own. I am 100% on board with this powder, and that annoys me because she's so expensive. And because I only like to use her in certain areas. As you can tell, I think just blurring and mattifying this area where typically most people have enlarged pores, texture, this like erases it. It makes it all go away. I'm bringing you in close. Can you see how soft that looks? How even, how smooth? That's the magic of this friggin' powder. It's worth 58 bucks. And because I don't like being matte everywhere, those are the only areas that I use this product on my face. And I gotta tell you, I friggin' love it. Now, on camera, you're gonna be like, you look a little lighter. And that's why I think I'm gonna go up to shade 4 for, summertime, just so that I'm not so pale and ghostly looking. The rest of the year, this is definitely, shade 2 is definitely for me. I love this so much, it kills me. All right, a couple other things that they say about this powder. It is weightless and transparent. Talc is the first ingredient, so And it locks down makeup and reduces the look of pores. As far as I'm concerned, it does everything as advertised. And because TikTok said this was a dupe, I had to try it. Not to mention, I've really been loving every product I have tried from Rare Beauty, so why not try an affordable powder? Now, this here, surprisingly, is only $22. It is 0.33 ounces or 9.5 grams, so it's actually less product than the Givenchy, but who cares? It's only $22. I have it in the shade Light. It does come in 5 shades, which is great. This one here is talc-free. It is vegan. It has light coverage. It is supposed to smooth, blur, and control shine. And honestly, that's what we want from powders. What else would we want? It does have this nice little slidey thing so that you're not going to spill anything. The only thing I don't like about it is that the little sifter area is kind of small. So, I don't know. It's whatever. First world problems. All right, so I've tapped some into the cap, and I am going to use a clean puff and just set other areas of the face. And honestly, I should have left one side of my cheek kind of un-Givenchy'd so you guys could have seen the difference, but sometimes I can't be stopped. Now, you know, I do have my 11s that are the bane of my existence because product does settle in there no matter what. I just tapped it out, and let's go in with this powder because maybe that will set it enough that they won't be so pronounced. And I'm going to set the area that I highlighted with my concealer after I went in with my foundation. And that just kind of brightens up the area, but it also sets it so it's not going to move because, you know, the T-zone, that's going to get oily first. And yeah, I do prefer using powder puffs as of late. I think it just helps target the powder exactly where you want it without it fluffing everywhere. And I think you can use less product, but really get it to lock down the makeup. I'm actually gonna go down the bridge of my nose because I definitely wanna lock that area down because that does get shiny on me. Now, looking at that up close, it definitely mattified, it blurred, it made everything look smooth. It is light, but you know, your girl, she light. I'm gonna need to warm that nose up again. But here's the thing. Do I think it's a dupe for the Givenchy? I do not. I do think it is a great translucent powder. Like most of you, I used the Laura Mercier for years, and I just kind of got bored with it and fell out of favor. I found a couple other powders I liked, but as of recent, I haven't really loved anything except for, well, you've seen it, the Beauty Bakery Flower Setting Powder. I still like that a lot. But right now, I'm super in love with these new powders I've been playing with. So here's the thing. If you're looking for an affordable powder, definitely get the Rare Beauty. It is a no-brainer. It's beautiful. It's matte. It is, you know, like a light coverage, so you're not going to look cakey. It locks down your makeup. It comes in 5 shades, so you should be able to get one that is right for your skin tone. And it's a great price. If you are feeling bougie, I highly recommend this. It is upsetting to me to have to do that at this price point, but this stuff is really, really great. And if you've been on the fence about picking up the Charlotte Tilbury because at $45 for the full size, she pricey, give the little one a try. I know it's still $25, but it's not $45. What'll probably happen is you'll be like, yeah, I like it. I need the full size. I gotta throw in some highlighter real quick because you know me. And then the last thing to do, just go in with some setting spray. This one from Lawless, the Glam Guard. I have been loving this. It is so lightweight. Look at that. You don't get any of those water droplets on your face. You also don't get like any sort of shine. I like to regulate the shine myself with my products. I don't like my setting spray to be shiny, but I do want to just lock everything down and just set it in place. This stuff is a friggin' dream. All right, friends, that is all for my new powders. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments below if you are using any of these powders or if you are now considering purchasing. I will, of course, be linking all the products that are on my face, but with today's products, the powders are listed at the top for your convenience. The next video in this series is brows, so I hope to see you then. All right, friends, as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon.